Hello, everyone. Scott Meyer here from Chipp. So excited to launch our Chipp Champion series with none other than Serj Hunt. Serj, great to have you. How's the day going?
It's good, Scott. I can't wait to share what we're building with Chipp and also how it's working with Arc.
That's amazing. Well, tell us a little bit. You have built an AI learning co-pilot, and people may recognize you from previous episodes, big into education and figuring out personalized learning. So tell us why you thought we needed to build an AI learning co-pilot and kind of the big impact it might have.
Sure. So a lot of AI co-pilots are quite focused on content right now. The main way that Arc AI co-pilot is different is that it's helping both with exploring new concepts, new career paths, but also what's known as like exploiting or like building. So there's an explore and build problem that we're solving. The explore part is like you put in a job description or a job title and it will backward engineer all the skills and concepts you need to know to get that job, giving anyone a sort of curriculum of how to get from point A to point B. And then on the build part, we're also have a project scoper, which basically takes any idea that you have as like a young person. So say you want to become a software developer, you're like, I want to build a booking app for my local gym. It needs to use these kinds of frameworks and tools. You just input that, but it'll scaffold a project and make project-based learning really accessible to anyone. And this also helps teachers who often need thousands of dollars of trainings worth to get them ready for project-based learning. But now you can just do that with AI. So that's the big impact that we're hoping to have with Arc.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So you're using Chipp to manage kind of payments and usage. So tell us why that was a good fit and why you went that direction.
Sure. So the backstory was, you and I were building multiple products together. Arc was happening somewhere. We were also working on another LLM-based search and data analysis tool that we were looking at. And just both these tools needed payment systems, right? So the reason why Chipp was great was because we were solving our own problem. And I needed to build a payment system anyway for Arc. Normally people are thinking about trying to build a monthly subscription or, a yearly subscription, but they're kind of shooting in the dark, right? Like you don't quite know how much to charge a user. Some users use your AI app a lot. Some don't use them at all. So you kind of need to charge people for what they use rather than time. So we built Chipp. I'm using Chipp now for Arc, and it saved us all this like development time of building a credit-based system, deducting credit, and then also creating like beautiful checkout pages to say like, oh, I want to top up on credits. I just grab that, pick those different credit packages. Stripe handles all the complexity, and then that user can top up and refuel so they can keep using their AI tool, right? So that's the main reason why we're using Chipp with Arc. And I think going to be the reason why many people come to Chipp, because you don't want to have to rebuild that over and over again.
Yeah, we hope so. And hopefully it kind of opens up who can use AI tools. You don't have to make a huge financial commitment, right? So that's great for teachers, schools, whatever it might be in your case. So why don't you show us Arc in action and kind of show us some of your favorite features in terms of managing use and how people can get into it.
Sure, yeah.
Sure, tell us the URL here as we jump in.
Right. Here we go. So we're pulling that up and pulling up Chipp. Cool. So I'm going to share my screen. First things first, Chipp is really easy to set up. So if I go into my dashboard, I just need to create a new app, which will handle all of my payments. So if I click get started there, I can create multiple applications in my dashboard. And as you can see, I've got one application called Arc, and Arc has my checkout page. I can change the colors. I can set the different packages that I want to charge at. So users can buy 20 tokens for $5 or 100 tokens for $20. And I can also access all the integration stuff I need for all the popular frameworks. But the way this looks like in Arc is that I have here my AI Copilot. This sort of commands bar is all the different stuff you can do with this Copilot, right? So you can turn a job description into a pathway. You can find job opportunities. You can spin up an AI tutor for any subject. Each of these will deduct one credit from a user. And so I'll just show you what that looks like real quick. So I'm going to turn the job description of being a software engineer into a learning pathway. And you could do this with like a high level job title, or you could actually go and like copy paste the job description from the job that you really, really want. So as you can see here, Arc's generated a list of classes from the City as a School marketplace, and this will also be classes from our partners' marketplaces. It's also gathering free resources from the web. So this is going out to YouTube, and soon it will go out to Udemy, Coursera, all those normal MOOC platforms. So this is really giving people like a jumping off point to become a software engineer. And then it's breaking down this job pathway into 5 modules, starting from first principles. And as you see into module 5, it will get into more complex things like teamwork and, working with other humans, project management, those kinds of things, software testing. And from here, I can do multiple things like spin up a tutor, ask for a concept simplifier, and like simplify these concepts. But as you can imagine, the tutor would basically open up a conversation and you can talk via dialogue. But the main thing I want to show you guys is that now this tutor has been engaged, it's deducting credits or tokens, sorry. It's deducting tokens. So here my user has 1,000 free tokens, which they can use. I've already generated sort of 7 pathways or 7 different projects, and it's deducting those. If I click here, this is for the developer to set up, but there's a pop-up where this user can purchase more tokens. And then that will go to the Chipp checkout page, which looks a little bit like this. So if I want to buy another 20 credits, I can pay $5, and then this will push me to Stripe, and it'll all be securely handled like that. So super straightforward from the user perspective. And that's the core functionality. You can kind of put that checkout flow anywhere. I've got it in the settings page here. I'm showing the user how many free tokens they have a month, how many they have left this month, and then nudging them to buy more tokens with different call outs across the app. So that's really up for you to design and develop. But that whole checkout flow is pretty straightforward, and deducting credits and issuing credits is all straight out of the box, which are very simple commands.
It's amazing. It looks really good. And it really does bring some of the methodology I know you care so much about with personalized learning and self kind of driven learning. So excited to have people go check out ARC. And if you want to get started with ARC, you can just go to arc.cityasaschool.com. Does that sound right?
That's the one.
Perfect. And if you have an app or you want to build, Chipp is here to help. So just head over to chipp.ai. You can read our blog post, see the documentation, get started. Serj, thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next time on the Chipp Champions.
Thanks for having us, Scott.